Hello, family, and welcome back to the Semitic Jew channel, where we return the scriptures to their Israelite context and remove the Western Christian lenses that have distorted the text for centuries. Today, we continue our New Testament Israelite series with 1 Corinthians, a letter written by Paul, who was an Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin, to other Israelites living in Corinth, which was a Greek-ported city filled with idolatry, filled with immorality, and even the cultural pressure from the nation that they were living in. 1 Corinthians is not a letter to any Gentile Christian church. It is a correlational letter to Israelites living like Greeks and reminding them of their covenant identity. Number one, who are the Corinthians? Israelites living in Greek territories. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and 2. So Paul addresses them as brethren, which was a word that Paul only used for Israelites. He also says, all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 1. Greeks did not go through the sea. Only Israel did. This alone proves that Paul's audience were Israelites scattered and living among the Greeks, not ethnic Gentiles. So Paul reminds them that they are sanctified, they are called, they are Israel's history, even though they lived in a pagan city. Number two, Corinth was filled with division, and Paul calls them back to unity. That's chapter 1 and 3. Corinth was divided. Some claimed Paul, some claimed Apollos, some claimed Peter. And even Paul tells them, he says, as a matter of fact, he asks the question, is Christ divided? That's 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and 13. So he reminds them that they have one Messiah. They are one body. They are one spirit, one covenant history. And these divisions were Israelites acting like the Greeks. The Greeks were doing the same thing, falling into this celebrity culture and this debate culture, this political culture, which is what is happening today. Paul corrects them sharply in these chapters. Number three, Paul confronts Israelite immorality. That's chapter 5 and 7. Corinth was a morally corrupt city. They had temples, they had sexual rituals, they had drunken feasts, they even had pagan customs. Some Israelites adopted those behaviors, which is still what you're seeing here in the land of our captivity. We're doing the exact same thing. So Paul commands them to purge out the old leaven. That's 1 Corinthians 5 verse 7. He reinforces sexual purity, covenant marriage, avoiding pagan practices, authority within Israelite assemblies. Paul is restoring Israelites to righteous living inside a wicked culture, which is what we should be doing today. Number four, lawsuits among Israelites. Chapter 6. Paul is shocked that Israelites are taking each other to pagan courts. He says, do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world? That's 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 2. Who were the saints? The saints are the Israelites and has always been. He is reminding them Israel will rule, yet they cannot settle small matters. This is cultural correction and covenant identity that is being restored. Number five, food offered to idols. That's chapters 8 and 10. Corinth had temples everywhere. The Israelites were eating meals in idol temples, participating in Greek festivals. Paul teaches idols are nothing, but eating in idol temples sends the wrong message. Israel must live separate from pagan culture. He warns them using Israel's own history. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 6 says, these things were our examples. Again, Gentiles do not share that history. Only Israel does. Quarterly offerings, speaking in tongues without interpretation, confusion among brothers and sisters, the lack of love. He gives Israel a model for holy conduct. That's chapter 13. Chapter 13, the famous love chapter, is Paul teaching Israelites how to treat each other, not how to treat the world. We don't have a problem treating other nations well, but we have a problem treating others well in our own community, blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and even within the African diaspora. Chapter 14 emphasizes edifying one another through order, through clarity, through peace, because Israel must reflect the character of their God. Number 7, the hope of Israel. Chapter 15. Paul teaches the resurrection as the ultimate promise to Israelites. He declares, as in Adam all die, even so in Christ shall all be made alive. So he explains that the Messiah is the first fruits. Israel will be resurrected at his coming. Death will be defeated. Israel's victory is certain. And this is the hope of our restoration. It's not some generic Christian doctrine. 1 Corinthians is Paul correcting Israel, restoring their identity, teaching holiness, rebuking Greek influence, protecting Israel from division, preparing them for the resurrection. This letter is fully Israelite in language, history, and purpose. If this teaching gave you clarity on the book of Corinthians, like, share, and subscribe. In the next episode, I'm going to look at the second book of Corinthians, which is a book about encouragement, correction, and even a covenant renewal for our people. Shalom, family, and I'll see you in the next one.